Hello and welcome, this is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more of the multi-consumer products playthrough of Stellaris using the MegaCorp DLC. And it does look like we have enough resources to make another cruiser, so let's get on, yeah, just enough. Get on that, and then otherwise we'll just continue along here. Okay, more relationship going on over there. And just to remind myself, okay, we're 1 month away from the tradition. There it is. We're going to finish off diplomacy, and what this is going to give us is a very good benefit because it's going to increase our trust cap and trust growth. So that should get us closer to an alliance if we're not already going to get one. We're going to go ahead and take that. We'll also get an ascension perk, so we will go ahead and take a look at what we can get. Alright, let's see. Sensor range, ship, hyperlane, detection range, our technology and engineering is 2 arcane, others to reverse engineer. Okay, interesting. Let's see. No, we don't want that. Naval capacity goes up a lot, so that might be what we want to go with. But let's see what else we can get. Starbase influence cost and claim influence cost, not that high on my list. Starbase capacity, another thing. Because this is your starbase capacity. Yeah, we don't really necessarily need that. Eternal vigilance, starbase damage, defense platform damage, defense platforms. Okay, so that would be good for us because of one of the strategies we're using. I would eventually like to go with more defense platforms. Monthly unity and governing ethics attraction. The unity would be the main thing that I'd be looking for there. Permanently increases the maximum number of districts a planet can have by 2. It can only be performed once on each planet. So interesting. Edict duration could be good. Alright, so out of all of these, I really think that the Galactic Force projection is the one that would help us the most. Getting 80 naval capacity that we wouldn't have to wait for technology. We could finally possibly get our fleet up to the same level as our rival. He may still be ahead of us on technology, and through that may have some advantages, but 80 naval capacity is a lot. And we could also focus on other components on our star bases as well. So yeah, I think this is the one I'm going to take. Alright, so we have quite a bit more naval capacity. One thing I would like to talk about a little bit, somebody pointed out in comments of a video, is why I'm not going down kinetic weapons, and to be totally honest with you, there is definitely advantage of mixing up your weapon types, and it is something I've possibly been neglecting. I try and not go down too many weapon trees, because I feel like you can very easily waste your research on too many different weapon types. I like to focus on just a few. But with that being said, I felt like at the time that Energy Siphon was doing what we needed as far as destroying the shields. So that's why I've kind of been ignoring it, because usually I think that's the advantage of kinetic weapons. But, you know, there is a point that the Siphon, I don't think you can upgrade any further, whereas eventually the kinetic weapons would be upgraded beyond the point that we could get the Energy Siphon. So there would be definitely an advantage to doing that. Also, the fact that I have just not been able to get my lasers any further advanced than they currently are may need to go down kinetic weapons if they're there. So yeah, good, valid critique there. And that's kind of the reason why I've been ignoring that technology. But yeah, you know, there is always different strategies you can use. And I felt like the better way, at least the way I used to play, is just focus on a few different weapon type technologies and continue to develop them. I kind of hoped to go down the missile path, but it just had never really been there when better technology was not there. And that's the other thing. If there's better technology there, I oftentimes am going to take that over certain things, but we'll have to see. Okay, let's take a look at our planets really quickly and see how we're doing. So we've got 2 housing. I was aware this is something I kind of needed to do sometime soon. And we have one housing here, so it's a little bit more dire on Regulus Prime. And how's our population growth? So we're about to have a robot pop out, which I think I'd been wanting to happen because we wanted to go into the farmer slot. Okay. Jobs-wise, we still have a decent number of jobs here. Regulus, I'd say it's all right. We're on the same level as Hicklum as well. Now with Hicklum, if we could get this research building upgraded, we could get more jobs. But of course, the problem with that is we'd have more consumer good loss, so that is a possible issue. We also just don't have the minerals right now to do much of anything, which is the reason why I've been holding off. Let's go ahead and speed up while we're at it. Oh, the Ransomier's emergency buoy. Emergency transmission buoy floats in gentle orbit around such and such. Its outer casing is heavily damaged, seemingly by a glancing weapons fire or a powerful explosion. It might be a Garathian model for civilian ships, designed to be ejected as an emergency measure should the comm system fail, but the extent of the damage makes it impossible to know for certain. It is repeating a weak, distorted signal. We could clean up the transmission, or it could be a trap, best leave it be. Well, you know what? Let's clean up the transmission, see what happens.
Situation log revised.
Okay. We've got another little thing. Migration treaties, not really concerning us. So, what do we got here? We do need a science ship in orbit. We already have that, so we'll just grab that person. Just right-click there and research the project and system. We don't even have to zoom in. And this will be the last place I think I'm going to survey, unless we survey here just to be certain of what's all there. Okay, let's continue. Now, one thing I am somewhat looking forward to.
Special project actualized.
Okay, the buoy has been verified as one of Garathian make, and the signal it's relaying has been stabilized. Okay, identify yourselves. Hello? This is the captain of the Luxian, a Garathian civilian transport. Former captain, the Luxian is gone. We were boarded by pirates and taken captive before they blew up the ship. Who captured you? I think they call themselves the Ransomers? The Ransomeers? At any rate, they're a vile bunch. We'd all be dead already if they didn't think they could get something for us from the multi-consumer products. Or overheard them discussing their demands. Alright, we will rescue you, but this sounds like we might get drawn into an event chain if we do this. Oh, thank you, Chairman. We're being held in some space station, but I have no idea where we are beyond that. I'll increase the transmission burst now. I should let you triangulate the location of this prison from the emergency buoy. Alright.
Situation log revised.
Let's, oh, is that within our own space? We already kind of have a fleet there. Okay, the Ransomeers. We're gonna track that on map. Okay, it's up there. Okay. I would imagine we want to have a military fleet go check that out. How powerful of a fleet do we want to send? Gorham Station did finish the construction. And at the moment, our fleet, the Breeze, is 4 strong for cruisers. And that would be 1.1k. We have the Anchor here, and we have, what is it, the Stream? Yeah, the Stream. Roughly equivalent, although the Anchor is slightly more powerful because it has more destroyers. We could send that fleet over to meet up with the fleet we have in Gorham. and just deal with the lack of being able to deal with pirates. Although we could split this fleet and have it come over here. Just for the interim, to try and lower the piracy. But yeah, I think we meet up. We're gonna need to act on this somewhat fast before this lane gets cut off, although we could always go the other way through our ally. Although that's kind of a longer path, I think. Alright, I think that's what we're gonna end up doing. We're gonna grab the fleet here. Send them up there. I'm gonna grab this fleet, and we'll split the fleet. And then we'll have them come over here to keep an eye on the piracy. We'll check the piracy in a bit and see how things go. But it's going to take a little bit of time to go get everything. Oh, science ship probably doesn't have anything to do now. So we're going to have it go over here and survey that system. All right. Is there anything I want to sell so that we can possibly get some things done? So I feel like if I wait around too long, go into orbit. But if I feel like if I wait too long on building some of these structures, we're going to regret it. So let's go to the market. I'm going to go to consumer goods. And I'm going to sell... Let's just sell 500 because I don't want to sell 2,500. That seems a bit much. Okay, we get some cash. And then the cash, we're going to turn around for some minerals. So I'm going to buy, let's say 500. Okay, and then we're going to go into... Regulus was the one that we kind of... Yeah, we're completely out of housing at this point. So it is pretty important we do that. I might do luxury housing in here just because we could use the housing, and the amenities helps as well. Although we may run out of jobs if I do that, because I don't think luxury housing gives you any jobs. Okay, just taking a look at where we're at. So we still have a lot of clerk jobs open, but I think just about everything else is taken care of. So, all right, well, we're going to go ahead and do the next city district here, which does cost 500 minerals, exactly how much we just... No, I'm sorry, 450, because we have a little bit of reduction. All right, build away. And then we're going to have to do the same thing on Goroth pretty soon. Although I could always send population over to Hicklum. How are we doing as far as our workers? We still need farmers. So we just popped out one of those robots, right? Yeah, right there. We don't have a miner. So I'm gonna make sure that we have more mining being done because we absolutely need that. So let's have that population go over there, and then we'll put that back up. Okay, so we've got the mining maxed out. And then to help with the housing situation, oh wait, no, that was on, yeah, so on Goroth. We send this robot over to Hicklum to work the farm because that makes sense because these guys get more food production. And we can afford that because we have the 66 population on Goroth. So we settle. We're going to grab one of the robot farmers. Hicklum is where we want to send them. Yeah, send them over. Okay. And then if we go back over to Hicklum, we're now up to 3 of these robot workers. Okay. So that'll give us more mineral production, as well as increasing our food production because of the bonus. Alright, looking good. And then we'll worry about the housing situation on our capital when hopefully we get the resources for it. Speaking of resources, you know what? As far as where our naval capacity is, we've got 102 difference. So if I were to go pure cruisers, we could get 30. That would go up to 90, so that we have 12 left over. So we could do 34? So we should keep trying to crank out cruisers. I think I'm just going to go pure cruisers because they're going to be the thing. Although I'd have to look at it as far as fleet power per ship. Maybe we'd want more balance. So, but the thing I was thinking about is over on Gorham, I could crank out a destroyer right now because I have the resources for it, which will give us a little bit more fleet power to go and do this thing. I'm kind of leaning towards that. So yeah, let's crank out one destroyer while the fleet is like moving along here. You have fairly decent speed with the destroyer production, and the fleet, by the time they meet up, I think the production will probably be done, so that'll work out. The question is, should we hire an admiral? Well, we don't know for sure we're going to have combat, but I probably will hire one. I'll wait until we get closer to the target, though. Obviously, we don't want to go this way, because we might just lose our entire fleet if we do that. I could also pop out a Corvette, probably, because this is seemingly taking a while for them to show up. Okay, we got some research. The basic combat roles. Okay. So at this point, we could do disruptors. Now, disruptors are completely different weapon types. So, and the reason I wouldn't want to do these is purely from the standpoint of it's yet a different weapon type. Now, disruptors do have advantages. As we can see here, they both affect shields and armor very well. They also do quite a bit of damage, although it's quite a bit of a range, so the damage, the average damage may not be that great. So we've got 3.77 is the average damage at a medium slot. Let's go into our ship designer and take a look at our other weapon types. So with a medium slot, blue laser would be 7.14. So you see right there, from a damage perspective, medium lasers is going to be a lot better off, especially once we get through that shield with the use of the energy siphon, which the energy siphon also does more damage per tick. And it does extra damage to shields. So we use the energy siphon, that eats the shield. Then we do the blue laser, and that's going to do pretty heavy damage against the armor. Obviously, the siphon's not going to do that as much, but, you know, could be good. And then medium here is 5.76. I just don't think the disruptors are the right call. I think... Well, what else could we get? So we've got sensors and a listening post, which is going to increase sensor range. That does have applications. Really, it's between these two, though. It's between the better sensors or the disruptors, which I already said I'm not that keen on. I'm not sure if disruptors turn into something else. I think they do. I'm just going to go with the sensors, I think, right now. Maybe a mistake. As a matter of fact, we would have had a bonus for the other type of production, but... Oh well. We're just not getting the laser technology, which is disappointing. I feel like it's really holding us back. Come on, guys. Where are you? Okay. You're finally going to be jumping. Took you an awful long time to get where I needed you to go. And I think a lot of that is another thing that we're a little behind on is our fleet movement abilities. Okay, these two are together. Oh, no, I didn't want the construction ship. Alright, merge. Alright, we're looking at 2.6K. Let's go ahead and send that off. If it's not enough, we could always back out. But, oh. Can I not go because it... Oh, I don't have them selected, that's why. Okay. Alright. Research storage full. Oh, our influence. Well, let's see what we can do with that. So we want to go with edicts. I don't see a reason why not to take capacity overload. That's a pretty good one. And then anything else we'd want here? Monthly minerals, that could be good. Production targets. I mean, honestly... I think we go with the production targets, because we really need minerals right now. Okay. As a matter of fact, the capacity overload was probably something we should have been doing a while ago. As a matter of fact, this is a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video, so I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.